Hey guys, review of 17.4. So 17.4 was a repeat of 16.4. I had a sneaking suspicion that it was going to be this. When I saw the athletes they put as presenting it, I thought Brooke Wells is obviously pretty amazing at the deadlift, so I thought the deadlift might feature. And thinking about it, the hands down push-ups, deadlifts and row machine combo was going to always be a good combo for them. So for myself, I had to go at this last year. I did a little bit bastardized variation, and actually I got through it a bit quicker. This year, my main problem, there was two main issues this year. So first and foremost, I haven't heavily pulled, so deadlifts or any sort of variation of that, really since, for much this year, since after Christmas. My hip and lower back issues, so I've done a little bit of Romanian deadlift work, and that's about it really, and then some cleans and some stuff like that. So it's nothing really that would get me used to that condition, that obviously to recycle the deadlifts. I try to stick to fives all the way through. Pretty much did that to the last 2 rounds, so it was 11 rounds of 5. I did that in just over 5 minutes. So all in all, not terribly depressing, but I could have done better had I been doing more heavier pulls. So this year, obviously, I'll be putting more heavy pulls into the workouts and be pushing it from that. Other than that, then the other thing was my wall balls. They let me down massively. I went to gung ho the first round. This probably is the reason why great coaches like Ben Bergson and etc. will tell you to practice a round of the exercises, or at least sort of half the reps, or at least practice, get in your warm up, getting used to it, because your pacing is massively important. And where I went for, I was expecting to go for 20, 15, 10 and then 5, which would have given me the 55 I wanted to. But my second set for the 15, I actually then got to 7 and was struggling. So I learned from there that it wasn't going to be great, and then I had to break it down into 5s, and from that point on. So my first set I would have been zealous. Probably would have been better to go for maybe 2 or 3 sets of 15s and break it down from there. So something to learn for the future. But from that, then it was the capacity. So once again, the aerobic capacity, something that I will be working on more this year. I've started incorporating a few more runs, longer distance ones, utilising more cardio-based metabolic power work. So that is where, as I say, a lot more longer cardio elements will come into it. Start building capacity on the rower, on running, on prowlers, on anything I can get my hands on, any skipping, swinging, and wall balls, things like that. So I'll be working a lot more closely into those anyway. So I'll start learning my numbers, start learning my frailties from there. So all in all, I got to 152 reps, which was again disappointing. I wanted to get all the way to the end of the rows within the time, so that I could then clock that score in. A little bit disappointed I didn't get the 165, but 152 is almost there, and again I'll take that score on. Something I've basically brought in this year, I will next year retest all of these open workouts prior to the open. So my lead up, my peak cycle that I'll be doing just before the open will actually involve all of these workouts again, so I can actually just check how I'm doing compared to last year and see where my frailties still lie, but hopefully massively improved in the weaker areas that I was at, and it will be maybe a case of just maybe lack of strength or lack of something that will be holding me back then, which is just something that you have to deal with. But yeah, I'm still going RX. Again, I toyed with scaled and all the rest of it, but I just think for me, as I say, as a test, if I can kind of do most of the stuff RX, then I might as well just go RX and let my frailties be my frailties, and try and still work on them. Whether I'll ever be able to do a muscle up, whether I'll ever be able to do chest to bar pull-ups and cycle through them like they do, or whether I would just say, look, I'm not going to bother, I'm just doing what I do. That will probably come a bit more clear next year with a bit more focused training. But I'm not a CrossFit athlete. I'm not, only doing CrossFit. So for me, to just show those improvements in those areas will be the important thing to do. But not a bad experience. I quite enjoy this workout. It was quite a nice one, quite good. I've got the lung burn again, and you know, worked hard. Next week I'm actually going to do some scaled variations of the 17.2 and 3 again to kind of get the effect that I wanted out of them, and just sort of see how they should feel, and then that's it. But yeah, hopefully you know, as I say, these are mainly for my presence. If you are listening to it or anyone does view it, then great, but it's just something for me to look back onto and just work over again. So again, the keys there: aerobic capacity improvement, and bringing some heavier deadlifts back into my work. So I'm just getting used to the short gapped you know, work really. So I'm just, you know, build my density back up on the deadlift, so that they don't become an issue like they did there right at the end, where I was struggling just to get out the last few sets of 5. Cool. I hope you guys are cool. Just be awesome. Speak to you later. Bye.